Welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio from Stewards Planning Group. Stewards Planning Group is a company that specializes in helping you build purposeful retirement plans. Custom plans that not only help clients steward their treasure, but also their time and talent as well. They believe if you're taken care of financially, you can go even further to make the family, community, and kingdom impact you truly desire to make, which is the ultimate purpose of wealth. If you'd like to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting with one of their financial advisors, please give them a call at 222-4236. You can request a meeting at StewardsPlanning.com, or you can simply stop by their office on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. I am your host, Ben Taatjes, and once again joined in the studio with one of our talented advisors, Kendra Peterson. How are you?
Hey Ben, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. We're certainly gearing up here for your event coming up. That's what we're talking about a little bit today. So we're going to get into kind of some of what we're going to talk about at that event, and I'm going to be there as well. But maybe give our listeners what day is it, kind of who you're looking for to show up at this event, and how they could best reach us to attend the event. Yeah,
so I'm hosting an event on Thursday, October 16th. It's going to be at the Wilmer Conference Center. Dinner starts at 5:30. The event starts at 6, where I will be presenting on the Stewards Plan, where we're going to talk about the 3-step process that we've been talking about on the show.
Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot on this show, right? In fact, sitting down today, we're like, can we talk about this again? I'm like, yeah, people need to hear over and over and over so we remember kind of what this process looks like. And I've been using this for 15 plus years now, and now we've actually got a set process. We've named it the Stewards Plan, and I think it's interesting that I've used the same 3 steps with a client that's worth over $100 million and a client that's worth $10,000. I mean, anywhere in between. So when you look at those steps, these are the 3 questions that every good steward and every good client who's trying to manage what they have to the best of their abilities has to answer. And maybe just step us through real quickly the 3, and then I want to spend a little extra time talking on the last one today, but walk through the 3 steps in general, kind of what we're going to be talking about, and then we'll spend a little more on the 3rd step.
Yeah, so the first step, again, is what are the assets that I am in charge of stewarding? So again, looking at your overall picture, what assets do you have, whether it's investments, real estate, bank accounts, really the whole picture of the assets that you are in charge of stewarding. The second question is, of those assets, what do you need to live on now and into the future? And then once we answer those first 2 questions, that leads us to the 3rd and final question, what do you do with the rest?
Yeah, and that first 2, having them answered and accurately as possible, it allows you to plan, right, with what's left over. What do I do and when? And that's the thing we've been talking about with a lot of our clients. I know last week's show we talked about that specifically, about making sure that we don't just wait until someday when we pass away to get that all that stuff in order. And that's something I do see quite often. In fact, just before the show, when we hit record today, you're mentioning you've had a few clients that it seems like they've done some planning. They have a traditional financial plan and they have an estate plan, but there really isn't this comprehensive picture that kind of wraps it all together. And I think that's really what we're after here is in that last question, right? Making sure, hey, if you know what you have, you know how much of that you need. We find most of our clients have something left over. Many of them have a lot left over. And they tend to wait too long to make decisions on what they should do with what they're going to have left over.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important to look at your financial plan and your estate plan and how those 2 are going to work together. Because oftentimes people have done legal work with an attorney. They've done some type of investments or planning with their advisor, but those 2 might not match up to the goals that they have. For example, again, if we see that a client has some charitable intent within their estate documents, but their investment accounts aren't really set up to pass, tax efficiently to a charity, those are things that we want to look into and make sure that they're set up properly. Again, to not only fulfill your wishes, but make them the most efficient as possible as well.
Yeah, make them most tax efficient as possible. Yep. I think that's the thing that I enjoy doing a lot with clients. I know you do too. It's if we do plan on passing some of this wealth on to a charity, why wait? right? I mean, we've got clients that we develop a zero estate plan or zero tax estate plan where they know that no money's going to go to the federal or state government. Well, with that final, when the last of the two spouses pass away, there's a default that yes, charity will take over and make sure that nothing goes to the government, which I love those types of plans. But if we do have too much left over at the end, I think we've missed something, right? Because at that point, we would have been much more efficient to have utilized the tax breaks of making sure that we were able to give that money out while we're living. And you can't know, right? You can't know how much you can be giving away towards the later part of your life if you don't know the answers to the first two questions. What's the total that I'm stewarding? And then how much of that do I need to live on? And like we opened the show, that allows you then the freedom, flexibility to, give that money away to the charity of your choosing. And I got to tell you, I've been part of this community a long time. And just a few weeks ago, we were at like the Hope Pregnancy Banquet and watching our community give to nonprofits, to churches, charities, is pretty incredible. We get the front row seat for a lot of that. We get the front row seat where clients come in and they do have charitable intent, but they don't know exactly what is the most tax efficient way to do it. Is that donating appreciated stock? Is it using retirement accounts and maybe even changing the beneficiary for part of their retirement accounts? Those are all things that I know you're working with your clients on a daily basis. So one more time, Kendra, the date, the time, and kind of how people can get a hold of us to go and check out this seminar that you're doing.
Yeah, so the StewardsPlan Seminar will again take place on Thursday, October 16th at the Wilmer Conference Center, starting at 5:30. If you would like to attend the event, it is free, but you must register, and you can do that by either going to our Facebook page, Stewards Planning Group, or just by calling our office at 320-222-4236.
Well, we hope to see you there in a few short weeks, but until then, from all of us at Stewards Planning Group, steward well.
Do you need help stewarding your time, your talent, or your treasure? If so, Stewards Planning Group can help. Now is the time to set up a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. You can do this one of three ways. Number one, give them a call right now at 222-4236. You can request a meeting online at stewardsplanning.com, or you can just stop by their office located on 19th Avenue Southwest in Wilmer. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time, Talent, Treasure Radio. We'll see you next time.
Securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cetera Investment Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cetera is under separate ownership from any other named entity.